How to insert a SIM card in an Android smartphone. Now, depending on what kind of Android smartphone you have, there can be two methods for inserting the SIM card, and that all depends on how the phone is built. So the first thing you'll need is a SIM card. A SIM card can be possibly multiple different sizes depending on what kind of SIM card you have. I have a phone plan called Red Pocket, so right now it was kind of down to the smallest size SIM card that I was using, but there can be other sizes depending on if there's like kind of a frame around the SIM card. So keep in mind that SIM cards can be multiple sizes. So the first thing you need is your SIM card with an active cell phone plan. I can't help you with that if you don't have cell service. I'm assuming that your SIM card is tied to an activated cell phone plan. So really, it's not just any SIM card. It'll have to be one that obviously, needless to say, is tied to an active cell phone plan. So once you have your SIM card, once you have your smartphone ready to get started. So there's really two ways, and I didn't know this until I started buying more and newer smartphones, that there can be multiple methods for inserting a SIM card. First, let's start with, typically on older phones, you'd see something like this. You look around the phone until you see an edge that just looks a little bit different from the other edges. Sorry for the lack of focusing here. I do apologize. Okay, so you can see what I'm talking about. There is a space here where you can insert a fingernail or a thin object, but preferably your fingernail, just kind of easier, and then just kind of pull the phone apart. Now, the more you do this, the more you'll get used to it. That's the first step. On a lot of these older phones, you actually have to take apart the back of the phone. Same with flip phones, bar-shaped phones, but we're talking about Android smartphones in this video. So once you've done that, now you see where the battery is. You might see a slot for a micro SD memory card to expand the memory in the device. But here we're talking about SIM cards, and you'll see, once you look around the phone, you'll see an area that says, ideally it will say SIM. Now, a lot of these phones will have space for two SIM cards. The slots will be the same size, or different sizes to accommodate different size SIM cards. So in this case, we're just going to line it up with kind of the diagram, and we're just going to, with that little corner being on the left, and we're just going to press, not press, but we're just going to push up until it is all the way. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So I didn't push it up all the way, so it's easier to take out. I'm going to take it out and show you the other method, but you're just going to push with your thumb all the way until the SIM card goes all the way up, and then you'll know that you've inserted correctly. So just push all the way. Now I didn't, because I'm actually going to take it out to show you the other method, but that's the idea here. Well, if the SIM card doesn't fit, or if it's too small for the space, just keep in mind that you might have to adjust the SIM card. If there's a frame around it, you'll have to take away that frame just to make sure that you are using the right size, because it really has to fit. It has to fit perfectly. If it's not fitting perfectly, it means that the size of the SIM card is not right. So just keep that in mind. So that's the first method. On a lot of these older phones, the back of the phone will actually come off if you find the edge and just kind of pull with your finger. That's all it is. A lot of newer phones, not necessarily all, but a lot of newer Android smartphones don't have that. And I learned this the hard way, because I got one of these phones last year, and I was trying to pull apart the back, and unknowingly I was almost breaking the phone, because I thought you have to kind of pull up here. Sorry, it's reflecting now. I thought I had to kind of pull up here, but that actually turned out to be the speaker for when you're talking on the phone to hear the other person. So unknowingly, I was almost damaging this phone trying to take apart the phone, trying to remove the back, when in reality, you're going to get something like this. So this phone actually is called the G61S, and this is actually the box for it. And in the box, if you find something that looks like this, don't throw it away. It's very small, and at first when I saw this, I thought it was like some kind of paper clip included by mistake. No, it's actually something that's extremely important and is actually critical to being able to access the SIM card tray. So rather than taking apart the phone, you don't have to do any of that. All you need is that object or something very similar, and you're going to see a small kind of a pinhole, a very small hole with a little kind of tray that's already in the phone. What you want to do is you want to just push until the tray comes out. That's it. you're not damaging the phone. Just push it all the way, and then with your nail, just kind of gently pull the tray out. The tray will actually come all the way out. Kind of wiggle a bit here. So that's all it is. Remember the way that you inserted it, so that you took it out, so you can insert it back the same way. Take your SIM card. SIM card will go there. Oh no, sorry, my bad. There. So you should find a way. A lot of these trays, I think they will accommodate possibly different size SIM cards, but you have to insert your SIM card so that it fits and that it's lying flat, so that you are able to insert the tray back into the smartphone. So we just lined it up so it fits just like a puzzle piece. So now all you do is insert the tray back the same way that you took it out. And that's it. And then repeat to remove the tray again. Sorry for the lack of focusing here. There's a hole, so and now you get to take the tray out. So if you have an active cell phone plan, if you insert it the correct way with the appropriate size SIM card in the tray, it should work just fine. And then your phone will hopefully recognize the SIM card. So that's it, really. Two different styles of phones. One of them, kind of being an older device, involves you taking the phone apart by pulling on the back. And then the other, I'm starting to see this on some newer smartphones. There will be a piece that looks like this included in the box. So don't think that every smartphone requires you to pull apart the phone, which I almost broke one of my phones, in order to access the area with the battery, the SIM card, the micro SD memory card slot. Look and see if this was included with your phone. So that's two methods for inserting the SIM card. All depends on your phone. I wish you all the best of luck. And just keep in mind that there's lots of phone plans out there. You probably see some ads on YouTube. So if you're not satisfied with your current phone plan, just keep in mind it's not only about price, it's about thinking about how often do you use your phone, what do you use it for, do you use data, do you go on the internet, or do you simply make phone calls and some texting here and there? Because depending on how often you use your phone, you could be paying for something that you don't necessarily need, and that happened to me and my family for a long time. We realized, well, we don't really use our phones that much. Why do we need all these extra things? For me, I use it, my electronic ticket for my transportation is on my phone. I call a few times, but other than that, why pay for a lot of data, a lot of minutes if I'm not using them? So just keep that in mind. There's lots of phone plans out there. Maybe for heavier usage, for lighter usage, really, most important thing is if you don't use your phone that much, there are definitely options for a cheaper plan, especially if you're not using a lot of the data or a lot of the minutes that you're provided every month. Thanks for watching this video, how to insert a SIM card in an Android smartphone. Have a nice day.